All right, I'm finally doing it. Finally had a little bit of time to walk through the station, show everybody trucks and whatnot. This is our main station. We call it Headville Station, even though it's just north of Headville. But yeah, we all helped build this station, and I don't remember what year we built it, but it's kind of a community center for here. They vote. Everybody votes here in this area, and it's got a little conference room and whatnot. So it's a pretty nice station. So we'll go take a look. All right, here's engine 321. This is our newest, I guess, newest to us engine. I believe it is a 1998. I think our chief said. It hauls 1,000 gallon of water with it. So when we're out in the sticks putting out a structure fire or a car fire, semi fire, we can bring 1,000 gallons with us. I have never, I guess, ridden in this truck. It's new enough, but yeah, I've ran hoses off of it. I think that last camper fire we had, I ran hoses off of this. Been a pretty good truck. I can't remember where we got it from, but yeah, it's a real good truck. Real good truck. And here is 360. And this squad used to be in Bavaria before we got 330. This used to be 330. We used to trade off trucks before when we got a new one, but we decided to keep this one, if I remember correctly, and just have it as a spare. So I think our chief said it holds 325 gallon, has a remote nozzle on the front. This is a mid-late 90s Ford, but yeah, it's kind of a basic. It's got one of those heavy winkle beds on it, so they like to get stuck. But yeah, I haven't fought a terrible lot of fire off of this truck, but I have before. It's just kind of a whatever truck shows up on scene first that doesn't have a hoseman, I usually jump on. But yeah, pretty good truck. Okay, now we've got Squad 320, 2001 Chevy or Ford F-350. Another one of the big steel winkle beds that are heavy and hard to get places. 325 gallon, 320 gallon water, whip lines, booster reel, remote nozzle on the front, push guard. This used to have cages on the front that was pretty nice, but I know you're not supposed to have those anymore, but I like to fight fire from the front. The remote for the front, or the joystick. I believe this truck also has jaws for cutting cars and stuff apart. If we happen to get an accident and we're closer than Salina is, we can start trying to get people untangled. Alright, here is tanker 331. This bed used to be on an old, I don't remember whether it was a Ford, almost wheat truck chassis, which was very slow, sketchy. So I don't know, I can't remember whether this is like a power company truck they got, but it is four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive as well as rear. And I feel like this is either 1,500 gallon or 1,200 gallon. But yeah, this is a pretty slick truck, and this used to be down in Bavaria as well instead of the engine. But we have more people that respond here than we do Bavaria, so it's smarter to have it here. But yeah, this old truck I don't think is quite as good in the mud as what 342 is. But yeah, it's been stuck a bunch of times. But I mean, I can't remember what all it's got up on top. It's got a booster line, as well as, I mean, you could probably fight a structure, maybe not quite as good as you could with an engine or a car fire, but you can do it. And yeah, it's a pretty cool truck. This is our the newest truck that we have gotten, I guess. So yeah, it's a good truck. Okay, this is another kind of just command vehicle. I think this was a shift lieutenant truck in Salina that they retired and then donated to us. It doesn't go out real often. If our chief is free and not already in a fire truck, he'll bring this. It has radios to where we can talk to Ellsworth County and Canopolis, I believe. I could be wrong, but yep, so it's kind of a handy truck to have just as a command vehicle. All right, here we are at Glendale, Kansas, at our Glendale station. So this station's been here as long as I can remember. Just a 2-bay, got a tanker and a squad, so we'll go take a look. All right, here is Squad 350. This is a F450. I would venture to say it's 0102. It's another one of those big winkle beds, but this truck will hold 500 gallon of water. I have fought a lot of fire off of 350. Probably almost more than my station's in Brookville. I'm closer to Brookville. And I'm pretty partial to 340 and 342, but I like this truck. And the guys that come to this station, they know who they are. I like to ride with them. They know what they're doing. But yep, got a remote nozzle on the front, kind of like almost all of our trucks do, and booster reel, whip lines. We do have a chainsaw on this one, which is nice. We get into the cricks and stuff as long as the chains are tight. So yeah. All right, Tanker 351. This was also one of those trucks like 331 that used to be on just an old wheat truck chassis that was slow and sketchy, and brakes didn't work and brakes would lock up, etc. So they pulled the bed tank off and put it on a newer International. One thing I kind of forgot to mention too is all of our, I know it's kind of dark back here, all of our tankers have the capability of dumping straight into a drop tank. So this truck also holds 1,500 gallon, so it's really nice. You can roll up to a drop tank on a structure, dump that 1,500 into it, and roll. And I'm not 100% sure what year this International is. Sorry, I'm shimmying by the door. And but yeah, got a booster reel if need be to guard something. So good trucks, good trucks. And here we have the Brookville station in Brookville, Kansas. This is my home station, I guess. It's the closest one to home. It's the one Dad and I, when Dad was on, we used to always respond here or straight to the scene. But yeah, it used to be a trailer house here, but it burnt down. So nothing like having a house fire right next to your station. So let's go inside and take a look. All right, here is probably my favorite squad to fight fire on. This is 340. It is like a 95, 96 F350. Kind of got that same tank setup as 320 and 360. I think it's 325 or 320 gallon. Yeah, it's a way different bed. This is just a basic flat bed, I think. Shorter, lighter weight. Got the cage stand on, got the utility box kind of behind. Everything's kind of a little more open. It's lighter weight. I love this truck. I don't know what the GVW is difference between it and the other trucks, but this truck can go places that a lot of them other big trucks won't go. Has a chainsaw, and all of our squads do. I don't know whether I showed that. They all have at least 1 to 2 1.5-inch cross lays on them as well. So yeah, this is my favorite truck, and I know we're not supposed to probably have these anymore, but I love fighting fire from the front of this truck. With our rocky terrain, as you guys see from our videos, like hills and rocks and stuff, and when you're in smoke, you can't see that from the driver's seat, So this guy up front is in constant communication with the driver. Like you can see me in videos where my hands are moving, I'm guiding my driver through rough terrain. Yeah, it's probably not the safest to be up here, but you can see everything that's going on. So this is my favorite truck. All right, here is engine 341. This truck we bought new. I think it came out of Florida. It also kind of doubles as a tanker. It carries 1,500 gallon with it, which is fantastic when we have like a structure fire or something out way away from a hydrant. Like basically Brookville has a water system with hydrants, but a lot of our other small towns we're in charge of do not have water sources. But got two joints, 1.5 inches on the front, which we pull for car fire, stuff like that. And got cross lays in the back. I mean, it's a big old tall truck, but this is a good truck. This is probably our best engine. But yeah, it's kind of got the same drop system as all our tankers, or tankers and engines where you can drop into a drop tank, and yeah, air packs, everything else on the side. Just a really good truck. I like this truck. And last but certainly not least, here is 342. This is technically classified as a tanker, but it's basically a big brush truck. This is our equivalent to a lot of people's deuce and a halves. Like I feel like it had a different bed on it when I first started on the department, and they put this other tank on there. It's 1,100 gallon tank. It's got a cage. I know it's a little dark in here, it's hard to see, but it's got a full cage in the front, and it has a remote nozzle in the front. I should probably just open the dang garage door. Got a remote nozzle on the front, as well as a whip line up front with a 60 gallon a minute nozzle. It did have some problems on that big fire. Yeah, we're missing a couple fins. I don't know whether that can be fixed, but yeah, it's all of our trucks kind of need a bath, but yeah, it's a great truck. It's 4-wheel drive. It's an old International. Got the dump in the back, a couple cross lays. It's slower than all get out. It tops out at about 54 mile an hour, so you don't get anywhere fast, but once you get there, you can just go, as you've seen in lots of my videos. It's a toss-up for me between 340 and 342, but this is definitely one of my favorite trucks. And you can just get this thing out in front on a big fire, get your squads behind it. You got tons of water. You can just dump water, and the guys with the squads with not as much water can mop up behind it, and you can just go. But yep, great truck. And this is our station in Bavaria, Kansas. Just kind of it's a few miles west of Salina, but this was rebuilt. I can't remember in what year we got this station, but it's just a regular 2-bay station. Used to have a tanker and a squad in there, but we basically just have a squad and one of our old secondary engines here because we don't have a whole lot of people around to come here. So yep, we'll have a look at the trucks inside. Okay, so back when I started on the department, this was one of our main engines, which is kind of funny because it's old. I'm not sure. I've been looking to see what year it actually is, but now this is our third one down engine, I guess. It still works. I believe it only carries 500 gallon of water, but you'll see this out occasionally. Just maybe bringing a little extra water somewhere, or if we have a structure fire somewhere, they'll bring this out to help pump. But just kind of a basic old truck. Still a good truck, but yeah, got a couple of whip line or booster reels on it, and I've fought a few structure fires on this truck. So yep, and we'll get on to the next. And we got 331 here. This is an F550, I think. 550? Yep. It is 2006. Fought quite a bit of fires on this truck. It is not worth a squat in mud, unfortunately. It gets stuck quite a bit. I'm trying to remember how many gallon of water this holds. This is our newest squad too, and it's a little dirty right now after that big fire. We haven't had time to soak things or wash things off, but you've probably seen this truck in a few videos. I feel like this is either 450 or 500 gallon tank, but it's aluminum bed, which helps with the weight a little bit. But it's just a big truck, and big trucks out here usually don't do real well. But yeah, it's kind of a basic squad. Booster reel on the back, 2 whip lines up on the, well, there used to be 2 whip lines. I guess there's only one, but yeah, it's a pretty good truck.